Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnana Nashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Yasya Smarana Matrena Jikvayam Vardate Swayam Mahamantrastam Bhajami Muralidhara Deshikam Premamritam Yo Murali Ninadaihi Shri Krishna Rupena Puravarsha Adyapi Soyam Muralidharakyo Pushnati Premna Bhuvanam Saharsham Kirtite tu Mahamantre Tatra Virbhuya Takshanam Suprasanno Bhavedyastam Premika Varadam Bhaje Murali Mandita Karakamalam Munijana Mohanam Vyakyastapadam Vanamala Darinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam Premika Varadam Ashrayeham Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Greetings friends. Here we are in another session of Answers and Beyond. It truly is the boundless grace of Bhagwan and Guru Maharaj that has given me this bhagyam of being part of this satsang. I wish to thank every one of you for taking the initiative and effort to join, and I also wish to say a very special thank you to our friends in Namadwaar, Australia for their efforts. The question that we will take today is from a friend in Australia. This is how the question goes. If God is all-pervading, why do I need a guru? If God is all-pervading, what is the necessity for a guru? It's a question that requires a little bit of a discussion from different angles. This is where we will start before going into the exact answer. As Guru Maharaj would always put it, and as do our scriptures, there's always a very big difference between knowledge and experience, anubhava. They're two very different things. We need to understand that very clearly. It is true that one would need to know first, but then from there, spirituality, spiritual progress is all about doing. It's all about gaining that actual experience. They're two very different things. I can know many things. I can speak of high philosophy. But is all of that real experience for me at this point of time? If I were to take myself into consideration, is definitely not the case. I need to know the difference. That's the beauty of how Sanatana Dharma is. On one hand, it would show that goal, which is the highest, that experience, which is the ultimate, which is the supreme, the state in which a self-realized Mahatma is. It would show that very clearly. It would define it to the extent it can be defined. And on the other hand, it would also show us reality, the situation where I find myself today in this world as a person, in this ignorance, caught up in worldliness, in samsara. It shows my state. It looks at things the manner in which I understand them, and it shows me a way to get to that ultimate goal. That's the beauty of it. Sometimes reading and listening to a lot of this and not being able to put it into context would lead to some questions like the one that has been asked. Is God all pervasive? Yes, of course He is all pervasive. He is omniscient, He is omnipresent, He is all powerful, He is all knowing. But am I in a state where I have experienced it for real, or do I understand this as knowledge? I know it, but I haven't experienced it. That is reality as far as I'm concerned today. The great ones that have progressed, that are getting there, I salute them. But as far as I'm concerned, an average human being in this world, all of this is knowledge to me. I've heard about it in lectures, I've read about this in books. I've heard the great ones expound about this. But it is yet to become experience as far as I'm concerned. That is reality. And our dharma shows both of this. And it also shows how to get from here to there. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty, that is the compassion too, as we will understand as we go further into this discussion. I'm sure some of us have heard this story, but it's relevant to this situation to understand the difference between knowing and experiencing. There were two scholars, very well read. They were adept in scriptures. They knew everything that they needed to know in their respective fields. It so happened that they went to a bank of this great river, Punya Nadi, Ganga Mata. They wanted to go from one bank to the opposite. They found a boatwala who could ferry them from here to there. They bargained the rate and got onto the boat. The river was so wide, the current was so quick, it was very turbulent, it was almost like it was ocean, not just a river. That's how it seemed. But the boatwala, simple man, was an adept and he knew how to go about this. As they were going in the boat, these two were engaged in deep discussion about high philosophy. They were talking about the scriptures, they were talking about the different viewpoints, they were talking about all of this. Every now and then they would glance the boatwala, a simple man. He was doing his job, he was rowing. And in that glance, there would be this tinge of pride, the pride that comes from knowing things, reading things. And what they started doing after a certain point of time, because it was very clear to them that what they were discussing was very much beyond the understanding of that boatwala. They understood that. They started mocking him gently. Very uncalled for, but they started doing it. So they asked him, so do you know about this particular scripture? Have you read it? He looked at them like they're speaking the language of aliens. He could not understand even that word. He hadn't even heard that word before. He said, no, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't even heard such words ever before in my life. Scholar said, what a shame. You don't even know this. If you haven't even heard about this, at least a good 25% of your life has gone waste. You wasted it. How old are you now? He didn't say anything. He continued with his job. Then the other scholar did not stop. That friend, he asked him, have you heard about the Upanishads? He said, what? If you haven't even heard about it, you wasted another 25% of your life. They were both laughing away. And a little while later, the boatwala said that these great things that you're speaking about, Sahib, I do not know. I haven't even heard about such things. I look at you and I'm really awestruck. But I need to ask you a question, and even as he is asking this question, he's tying his turban tight. Looks like he's getting ready for something. He pointed to one corner of the boat. There was a leak. Water started seeping in little by little. He told the scholar, you told me this particular word, which I can't even pronounce, I can't even repeat, and you said since I did not know about it, 25% of my life has gone waste. And you told me that another 25% has gone waste. So that's a good 50%. But I'm going to ask you, do you know how to swim? Can you swim? Both of them said no. We know everything about water, we know everything about Ganga, we know about its Maharanyam. We can tell you all of it, but we don't know how to swim. I don't know about my life, but I will tell you one thing. Your life is 100% waste now because you do not know how to swim. The boat is going to go down now. And saying that, he bid farewell and he swam away. Within seconds, the boat sank, and along with it went our two friends in the holy Ganga. Ganga Mata blessed them. The point that I'm trying to make here, friends, is that it's one thing to speak of such high philosophy because we've heard about it, we've read about it. With this little knowledge that we possess, it's such a paradox that I'm saying it because I'm doing exactly that. It's one thing to do that, but reality is something that's entirely different. Reality is the fact that there is a leak in the boat right now. High philosophy, which is the truth. There's no denying the truth. Yes, God is all pervasive, Sarva Shakta, Sarva Antaryami, omnipresent, omnipotent. Very true. But reality for me is that leak in the boat. I am stuck in this life. If my feet are firmly touching this ground, I know how I am today. I know my state. I know where I have progressed. And I know my level. And I need to understand the difference between knowing and real experience. That is really what I'm talking about. Otherwise, what will happen eventually is what happened to that boat and those two friends. It is important to know, as Yogiram Surat Kumar would say, a favorite quote of Guru Maharaj, intellect is good, but it is not enough, he would say. It is good to know. I have to first know all of this, and then I have to begin the actual journey to experience all of this. God is all pervasive, no doubt about that. But how do I get there? That is the real question, isn't it? How do I get to the point where I also experience it? Can I do it on my own? Yes, I'm sure it is possible. It has been possible for great Mahapurushas. We've read their lives. But is it possible for the 90% of us, 95% of us, or 99% of us who are leading regular lives in this world? Can we find that way by ourselves? How will we get there? That is the big question. So who is going to show the way? This is where the Guru comes in. Guru Maharaj would point to this very beautiful example, a real life example, in order to help understand the importance of the Guru in spiritual path. Would say when you travel in a train, especially if you're going from the southern part of India to North India, you will find lassi, curd and buttermilk being sold in these tiny, beautiful tumblers that are made of clay. Everybody buys it and you would drink. It costs hardly anything. It would cost 10 rupees or 20 rupees. And the moment you drink it, you throw it away, you drop it and break it. Real use and throw. Don't use it again. This is something that everybody does. Guru Maharaj would say that, have you seen that? Have you observed that? We don't even pay attention to that tiny little tumbler that's made of clay. We drink it and just break it in 1 second. We throw it away. But do you know how difficult it is to make one? Can you make one? You should really try it. I once had that experience when I happened to visit a place. It was like an exhibition. There was a potter's wheel and there was a man that was sitting there. And he was making beautiful shapes. And he was doing it with ease. He was talking to us, he was looking at different things, and he was just doing this, and he would bring out beautiful, perfect, symmetric shapes. It looked like it was nothing. Then he said, do you want to try? And when you sit there and put your hand in the clay, that's when you realize it is the most difficult thing to do. You can't do anything there. It's just that your hand is in the clay and that's it, nothing else. But for him, it comes with ease. And so somebody made these tumblers, isn't it? These clay tumblers, which we don't even pay attention to. And so how do I master that art if I have to make pots? Just as that man did, I also have to learn under him. An adept potter who's good and in that skill, I have to work under him. And I have to learn it from him with all sincerity and time and perseverance. That is when it is going to work out. All of this for what? To make a tumbler. I'm not underestimating this, but I'm trying to tell you that tumbler which a passenger in the train does not even pay attention to, even to make that beautiful thing. It's going to take so much of effort and training under a person that has mastered the art. That is when we can do it. And this is true in the case of anything and everything in this world, isn't it? If I have to become good in a certain profession in this world, I have to work under somebody who has already gone on that path. Books and tutoring are going to help me, but to an extent. But end of the day, I would have to gain that real experience, and that can be had only by one who has mastered it. I have to do it. That's how it happens everywhere, in everything, even in this world. If that is the case, even in this world, why do I keep saying even in this world? It is a very difficult achievement, a great thing. I'm not underestimating that. I keep saying that because end of the day, this is within the grasp of my sense organs and intellect. So even in this world, if that is the case, how will I find the path to God, that all-pervasive God? How will I get there on my own? That is the question. The only way I'm going to make that progress is by surrendering the holy feet of one who has already gone on that path. who's already been there all the way to the end and who knows how to take me there too. That is the only way this is going to happen. That is why the Guru is one that is considered as the most significant central nucleus of everything as far as spirituality is concerned. He is the beginning and he is that end as well. I will tell you how. Because sometimes this question itself comes to us because we tend to see God and the Guru as two different beings. We ask ourselves, if I can approach God directly, why should there be somebody in the middle? In a very worldly sense, I apologize for using this word in the context of a guru, but in order to make it very clear, for the sake of discussion, I would say, in a very worldly sense, we wonder, is this middle person, middleman required? That is a very typical question. The answer is no, because there is no middleman. It is that God, out of compassion, that wants me to attain His holy feet, to realize His omnipresent, omniscient, all-pervasive, all-knowing, all-powerful nature, enters in my life in the form of the Guru. They are not two different beings. So there is really no middleman involved here. That is why when we salute the Guru, we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And I need to underline here that when we say Guru, we are talking about the Guru. The one that has realized the self, the one that has realized God. That is really the meaning of the word itself. The one that can dispel ignorance is Guru. That is the meaning of the word. That is really the Guru that we are talking about, not anything else or anyone else. And that God, out of compassion, enters into my life in order to take me there in the form of the Guru. I need to understand this. There's a very beautiful example that I can tell you to better understand this. Let's say, for instance, there is a child and there is a dark room. For some reason, the child believes that there is a ghost in that room, an evil spirit. It's afraid. It refuses to go inside that room. The mother tries saying all kinds of things in order to dispel that fear. Says it's your imagination. There is no such thing as a ghost. It's just a dark room. If you turn on the light, it's going to be a different story. Do not be afraid. All kinds of explanations the mother tries, nothing really works out because the child believes so. It's firmly imprinted. The fear is on account of the fact that it believes so. That's the basis. What will the mother do finally? She's a smart person. You know what she does? She says, okay, the ghost is there. Let's take it that way. You know what I'm going to do? I have this magic wand. She pulls out a stick. This is something that has been given to us by our grandfather. It's very, very powerful. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this magic wand, I'm going to go inside that room, and with this magic wand, I'm going to whack that ghost left and right, and it will run away. It cannot withstand this magic wand. This is what I'm going to do. And then she takes that stick, goes into the room, she waves it here and there. The child is watching from outside carefully. She's doing this and doing that, and finally, that's it, you're gone, she says. And she turns on the light. She comes out and she says, see, the ghost is gone. The magic wand did the trick. Now the child goes into that room and is very, very comfortable. The fear is gone. Says there's no ghost, it's gone. Poye puch. The question is, was there really a ghost? No. Did the mother actually drive something away? No. What really went away was the child's misconception. So when the child has imagined a ghost there and there is an imaginary fear, the mother has to take an imaginary magic wand, wage an imaginary battle and drive away that ghost which did not exist in the first place, and then the child knows that this place is nice and free and safe. This is exactly who the Guru is. If you look at it in one way, I will tell you how. If I look at myself, if I look at how I'm leading my life, does it appear even remotely like I understand and experience that God is all-pervasive and all-knowing? Definitely not, isn't it? If I actually believed that God is all-pervasive, why do I actually think I can do things in hiding, things that He would not know? Why do I think that I can do such things and get away with it? And as long as I'm doing it, it means that I'm talking about it, I've heard about it, I've read about it, but I really don't believe it because I've not experienced it. I believe that God has very selective vision. If I'm doing good things, He can see it. At other times, He is not, because He's all pervasive. I will say it because I've read it, but I don't lead my life like that. And that is reality. That is a reflection of my actual state. So yes, I am in this state. And when I hear about all of these things, that God and God alone exists, no matter how much I try, I'm unable to experience that. I'm told that all of this is in fact when it's an object of an imagination, my imagination. It's my mind and the sense organs and all of it that is showing all of this entire creation and everything around as how it appears. This whole world and everything, and they say that Jagat Mithya Brahma Satyam, God alone is true and all of this is not. But to me, this alone appears to be true. Like the child that thought that there is a ghost, and any amount of convincing and any amount of reasoning out did not help, any amount of reading, any amount of listening to all of this and all the logic, it does impact me to the level of my knowledge, but it does not become experience because this world is real to me. All of these things are real to me. And that God, that all-pervasive God, is knowledge, but it does not become reality to me. That is a fact. So how do I go from here to there? That is when that God, out of compassion, like my mother, the compassion of millions and millions of mothers, Koti Matru Vatsalya, comes into this world of mine, lives in my midst, takes me along, is very, very patient and tolerant with me. Any number of times that I fall, He picks me up. He teaches me things that I can follow very easily. And little by little, He takes me up. He makes me climb those steps. Till one day, I also experience that God, that all-pervasive nature of God, that omniscient God, that experience. He gives me that one day. Like how the mother used that imaginary wand to fight the imaginary ghost, to drive it away in order to remove that ignorance from the child and to give it that wisdom. God enters into my life, takes a human form in the form of my Guru, and He drives away this ghost of ignorance. till I also experience it one day. Which is why nothing really happens as far as spiritual life is concerned without the compassion and guidance of the Guru. This is the truth, and that is why we need the Guru. There is a story that Guru Maharaj would narrate. It's a very beautiful story, a simple one, but has a very profound message. There was a man. He lived in a tiny village. He's a brilliant man. He had lots of ideas. He had this great grand plan about ensuring that the whole country became water sufficient. He had this plan to irrigate the whole place. It is a very complicated plan, but he had it. To every person that he meets, he would always say that, I have this plan. If only my plan is heard out and implemented, there would be no water scarcity anywhere in our country. But who's willing to listen to all of this? Will the king listen to all of this? How will I reach this to all people? It was almost a habitual thing for him to do. One day, as he was doing this, a sadhu happened to pass by. He was always thinking and praying to God and chanting His divine names. There was a certain divine glow about him. He called him and he said, "Where are you coming from?" And he told him that I am a wanderer. I am going from one place to another. And our man started his story. He said, I have this plan. Since you are a wanderer, you are going to different places. You have seen how there's drought in many places, whereas there are places that are having abundance of water. I have this perfect plan to irrigate the whole country, and I don't know how to reach it to all the people. Did you try? What did you do? The sadhu asked. The man laughed. I am a simple villager. I have ideas. But how do you think? What can I do? I don't have the means to do it. If the king or the government hears about it, if they want to, maybe they can. Then why don't you attempt that? He laughed even more. He said, the king? How do I reach the king? I don't even know where he is. Be real, my friend. I'm sitting in this village with all these bright ideas. I don't even think the king knows that such a person exists in this village, this tiny dot in the map. After listening to all of it, the sadhu said, did you really attempt? Did you attempt reaching the king? This question that the sadhu asked, looking right into his eyes, made him think, yeah, I've been talking about this all my life, but did I really attempt to reach this to the king? I never really did, isn't it? He said, no. Do you want to? I said, why not? But I don't know how to. I'll tell you one thing. You have all the knowledge. I'm a person that is a wanderer. You come with me. I know how to take you all the way to the national capital. You'll be safe with me, don't worry. I will take you there. You can present your case to the king. He wondered, will the king listen to me? I'm a humble, simple man. So the king will listen to you. Don't have assumptions like that. Get your plan, get your bag, let's go. And they started traveling. The sadhu took him through different places. He helped him all the way. But for his guidance, he would not have been able to even get there. He knew all the roads. He knew which was the best road to take, where they can stop, where there would be food, where there would be water. It was a long, long, long journey. The sadhu kept him good company. Every time our man felt exhausted and felt a bit of low energy and felt all these self-doubts creeping in, was it the right decision? Sadhu would always motivate him. Yes, this is the right decision. You would convince him. You would pat him on his back. You would compliment him for his brilliance, the ideas. And then they journeyed for many, 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 many weeks and finally reached this huge, grand city. Our man was blown away by the mere sight of it. He had never seen anything like that. He thought this must be another planet, another loka. This is definitely not Earth. It was so beautiful, filled with riches. A sadhu went there with ease. Our man wondered, how could he know all of this? And yet he's so humble, he pretends like he knows nothing. Have you been here before, my friend? To which the sadhu just smiles. He says, okay, now we're going to go to the king. We are finally in the capital. I can take you up till there. How are you going to present your case? Can you tell me? At this point of time, a man thinks for a moment, what will he understand? It's a complicated concept. He's a good person, I agree, but I don't think he will be able to understand. The sadhu gets it. He says, don't worry about me, you just tell me your plan. Let's see. So he narrates this plan. It's a very nice plan. And after he has finished, the sadhu says, why don't you make some of these modifications? You are the expert, but let me tell you a few things. I'm a commoner, but I will tell you. Make these changes. Don't you think if you present it in this manner, it would be better? Don't you think you can make this little change here? So pretty much he has changed everything in the plan. And you know what the best part was? To the utter surprise of our friend, everything that the sadhu told was right. And as he made those changes, he understood that this is a way better than the plan that he had thought out. It had taken him a lifetime to devise. Oh, this is the plan. And he wondered, why did the sadhu not go and approach the king and tell him this? Now he was also getting a little bit scared and intimidated by the sadhu. What if he overtakes me now? The sadhu can almost read his mind. He says, don't worry. I want you to go and present it all by yourself. I'm not even going to be there with you at that time. The limelight would have to be on you. So this is the street that is going to take you to the palace. That is where the king resides. So you go and show up there at this particular time. There would be these guards. Tell them that you're here to meet the king and you have a plan that would improve the irrigation system of this country. I would have to take leave of you at this point of time. Our man is really scared now. He's like, you brought me all the way up to this place. I never ever first thought I would be able to get here. I never thought this place existed. It's like you brought me to the gateway. And now you're saying you're going to leave me and go. On one side, our man does not want him to be there because he fears that the sadhu will overtake him, because after all, this plan with all the modifications is his plan. On the other side, he's also afraid. What if the guards imprison me? What if I'm caught in this place? All these thoughts are running wild. And what is the assurance that I will be let inside? What is the assurance that the king will actually meet me? He asks all these questions to the sadhu. The sadhu says, don't worry, our king is very benevolent, he's very kind. All you need to do is you go and show up at the gate and you say this, you will be let in. Trust me on this. Have I not brought you all the way up to here? Trust me on this. In saying so, the sadhu left. A man was checking the time every now and then, and at the appointed hour, he went up to the gate. The guards were there, and he told the guards that I've come here with this plan. The moment he said it, they opened the gates and welcomed him. One of them even accompanied him all the way to the palace and to the courtyard, to the place where the king was sitting on the throne. Everybody was waiting. The king was about to come. On one side, our man was awestruck. On the other side, he was trembling. This whole situation was very intimidating. And then the king came. The king came and sat there, majestically. To this villager, this simple villager, it was like he was looking at God himself. He has never seen anybody like that, with that sort of a majestic appearance, that sort of the robes that he was wearing and whatnot, the whole situation. There were tears in his eyes. He couldn't even see clearly. And then he asked, good man, Where are you from? And he names the village. Oh, I know the place very well. What are you here to show? I have this plan that will improve the irrigation system of the country. Can you explain it to me right now? Very hesitantly, our friend lays out his plan and he explains everything. The ministers, the learned people, everybody, they're all listening to it. And at the end of it, the king literally gets up from the throne, walks down a few steps, and applauds the effort. And once the king has done it, everybody in the court is applauding. It's a brilliant plan. We will execute it. We will put it in action right away. And for doing this, I have to give you a great, great reward. And he comes very close and embraces him. The king embraces him. He never thought such a thing could happen, ever in his life. It is such a good plan. And when the king was holding him, he whispered something in the ear of the villager. Well done. I'm glad you trusted my word and undertook the journey with me 6 months ago. Look where you are today. This is where you're meant to be. This is your true nature. This is your glory. The man was shocked because this voice now in his ear was all too familiar. He stepped back a few steps and looked at him to see that that king was in fact that sadhu. He had gone in as a sadhu and come dressed as the king. It was the king himself. He could not believe it. So it was the king that met him in his village. While he was talking about all of this, talking about the king being a very distant, impossible concept, it was the king that told him that it was reachable. It was the king that took him along all the way, showed him the way. It was the king that, in fact, made all the adjustments to the plan and made a whole new plan. It was the king that took him to the doorstep of the king's palace. It was the king that also applauded his effort as the king and showed him that this, in fact, is his true place. This is a very beautiful story that Guru Maharaj would narrate to show us who the Guru is. It is, in fact, that God, out of compassion, and he sees that urge in me to attain, takes that human form as the Guru. He comes right down to my level. He tells me that God is definitely achievable, that all-pervasive nature of God, that omnipresent nature of God, that omniscient God is certainly someone that I can attain to, I can realize that too. How do I go about it? He shows me the way. He's very patient with me. He takes me along through a very safe path. And he also shows me the path. He corrects my presumptions and he gives me the perfect plan. And then he approves that plan as well and applauds me for it and shows me that this is in fact my true place, that place of glory. This is why the Guru is the beginning of this journey and the Guru is the very end point of this journey as well, which is God realization. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Sadguru Nath Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you.